And we are live. Welcome back to Rogue Trader.
Flewt has maliciously glued my jaw together.
I have not. I offered Hemmy chocolate a few moments before stream started. I have also had same chocolate. And we're having some difficulty chewing it out of our teeth.
Little fruity things in it, and they're chewy, and they glue your jaw together.
Yeah, so apologies for the frantic chewing as we try to remove it from our gums. But we are very excited to be back in Rogue Trader. We were here last time.
When we left off our subversive economic master here, we had leveled up all of our characters, including level 16, which includes a brand new archetype. We all have new abilities. Several of us went into classes we still aren't sure about.
Yeah.
Made sure to say very good. We killed a very angry man who was sad about pizza being stolen from him. And now we're on into the great unknown, where we hopefully don't get killed by his brethren.
Yes, precisely. As Hemmy said at the end of last stream, we came through. We now have our fancy, brand spanking new archetypes. Master Tactician for Shiloh. Grand Strategist for Pascal. Bounty Hunter for Idera. We're very excited to see how that works out. Vanguard for Abelard, make him tankier and tankier. Master Tactician for Hemmy. And Grand Strategist for Cassia. Thanix, hello, it is good to see you. Jay, good to see you too. What are you up to? And Idaho, I hope you're still around, but hello. So Thanix, you saw our VODs where we get into an advanced archetype? Yes. Arc Militant skill also working between alternating burst fire and single shot, so it's pretty good for pure range. Yes, I was thinking about that, but I'm not really using burst fire at all.
Right, Jay, have you seen Smite 2?
Oh my goodness, Jay, have you seen the announcement? Oh my goodness, it's so exciting. Jay says, I'm indeed the explosive arrival into Act 2. I'm sure you are, Jay, I'm sure. You're packing up your stuff. You're doing all right, being busy with work in Seoul and relaxing for the weekend. It was nice to have some time off.
Excited for Smite? Very good.
You preempted all of our questions. Wow, I'm impressed, actually. You're somewhat not omniscient. What's the foreseeing?
Clairvoyant?
Clairvoyant. Yeah. Very cool to hear, Jay. Very glad. I'm afraid everyone is purple on my particular chat. Frankie, hello. You're purple this time instead of pink.
What did you do to your chat that everyone's purple?
I don't know, so I do apologize.
You enforced the color scheme.
If I miss any messages.
I'll try and keep an extra eye on it today.
Thank you. It's because I thought I already saw it. There's also a pretty good sniper drop. By the sniper in our last battle? Was there really? Did we do looting?
Everyone's a different color on my screen.
Oh, I'm very jealous.
Weird. I don't know what you guys did. I think Flewt is enforcing a purple color scheme that we're all slowly having to adapt to.
Yeah, exactly.
We also looted pretty much everyone here last time, and they didn't have anything of interest.
Really?
I think it was like one grenade.
I'm going to go find that sniper, because then it's saying they might have had a good sniper rifle for me. We are still here to loot. Thank you, Frankie. So we did, like Hemmy was saying... Oh, sorry. Let me hold to that thought for a second.
Rebel sniper rifle. Is that better than the one we found? It doesn't feel like it. 18
to 25 damage is a significant little bit better than what I've got going.
Very good.
Yeah. Better armor penetration. Not quite as good hit chance, it looks like. So I'll have to see how that feels. Not as much ammo, not as much range, but definitely better damage. So I'm excited to give that a try. Is it solid projectile? Yes! Which means it's also going to be boosted by my solid projectile perks.
Very good.
So we will loot all of this. Is this armor different? I can never tell if the armors are any better just by looking at them. So they're making the mistake of Smite again. I'm very excited for Smite 2. I like everything they've said about it. We'll obviously have to see how it goes, Frankie. But
we watched a little thing about how they plan to reward people who spent any money or unlocked any skins or anything in the game, which was quite cool. I actually quite like what they're doing with it.
Me too. I think it's a very nice way to go about it. Smite was a lot of fun. It is! And just watching some of the gameplay of Smite 2, the visual clarity is so much better. just very exciting. It's also solid over laser, exactly, Freaky. So, looking forward to trying that in our next fight. And before we go any further, Hemmy, there's a telepathy staff for Dara.
Right, which, this one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gimme.
And it's got visions of death on it, which I did read, but I cannot remember what it does. Would you mind refreshing me?
I can. The target must pass a willpower resistance test. If the test fails, the target suffers Psyker's staff power level, Psyker's psi rating, plus 30% of the target's current wounds mental damage.
Oh, yeah.
So it does more damage the more health they have. If the test succeeds, the target instead suffers Psyker's staff power level mental damage.
So it does normal damage, or it does a big chunk of their health damage. Which is kind of neat for enemies like that big space marine that we fought last time. Coming back to what we did last time.
What happens if I just... Oh, no.
Oh.
I didn't mean to. I did mean to. I mean, it worked.
Deception.
Yeah.
Disgrace.
Oops.
Evil as plain as the scar on his face.
Is it 100% hit chance? Let's find it.
Oh, that's a great question, Thanix.
If I do it again... I think it is, actually. Hold on. I'm just comparing to one of the other abilities over here. Because I'm not sure. Because it doesn't say anywhere that it is, but also none of them ever do.
How would we know, is there
Keep your
something
wits about
specific
you.
on staves, do you know, Thanix, that would tell us if it's a to-hit chance or not? You believe
It is a saving throw.
It is a saving throw, yes. You're right. So, yeah, I guess it would just be an auto-hit. And then it depends on whether the enemy saves or not, whether the fancy effect happens.
It doesn't seem worth it when I have Scream, to be honest.
When you've got Scream, it's
Let
so
us
good.
not
I think
dawdle.
when we do have, like, that Chaos Space Marine, where they have so much health, it is probably going to be quite cool to try.
Plus
But-
30% of their current wounds is huge.
Is huge against an enemy like that. But, say the little grunts with 12 health, that'll be nothing.
So it ends up being Psyker's staff power level. This staff is a power level of 9. So Psyker's
Rise
staff
to the
power
top,
level plus
or get
Psyker's
left
psi
in the
rating, which is
dust.
2, so that's 11, plus 30% of current wounds for something that's, let's say 100. It's still not more than the Scream,
Really?
even for something that's quite chunky. I don't know, we'll have to play with it and find out.
Yeah, we'll have to give it a shot in a fight. And like I said, I think if the enemy has a huge health bar, it'll be very good. Otherwise, probably not a priority. Okay, we've still got a few shuttles that were left undamaged by the crazy Chaos Space Marine. It's our first time encountering Chaos Space Marines, so we learned a lot about that. I think we can just pick and choose to the Void Ship Bridge. Either
Oh yeah,
way.
hit chance, 100% hit chance.
Marvelous. This is very good. Direct damage is always useful. I agree, Thanix. I agree. We'll take what we can get. Jay, how is this game? You've started playing PoE 2 and BG3, but you're down for a new CRPG. Oh, I'm so excited. How is PoE 2 going, Jay?
Prisoners of Azkaban?
Pillars of Eternity 2, Deadfire.
Oh.
One of my all-time favorite games. I want to ask so much stuff, and I know it's hard to answer when we're in communication like this. But to answer your question, this game is a lot of fun so far, but I will just say it's half-baked. It needs more time in the oven.
It's not done.
Yeah. I think the sentiment from a lot of people is it got released too early. So far, it's a lot of fun. Now that we've actually got our builds going and stuff, it's pretty cool. Owlcat is doing their usual fun, put you in command of huge systems and
I
worlds
always
and that
keep
sort
my
of thing,
options open.
which feels really good. But it is quite buggy and unfinished.
God, Adira just said something absolutely haunted when I was moving, by the way.
What did she say?
It was very long.
Yeah?
She said, "Did I ever tell you that my voices tell me jokes? Jokes that when said aloud makes your eyes bleed and toenails curl."
Oh, I don't know if those are jokes. I think that's just being
Very horrific.
haunted.
No.
The openness is about to get get slot bigger? Get a lot bigger, I think is what you were trying to say, Freaky. I'm excited! We're about to finish up Act 1, I think here. And if I know anything about Owlcat, their games tend to open up massively after Act 1.
We did just kill Dr. Pepper, so you'd hope so.
So let's head back to our ship and see what the chaos is. Seeing as we've lost the sun, that's been stolen by cultists.
We also have ginger juice, which is what Flewt is currently drinking, and is making all the clinkily clink sounds.
Oh yeah, sorry. It's apple, orange, and ginger, and it's delicious.
Yeah. I think there was even more stuff in it, but yeah,
There
very
was,
good.
even more. It's my replacement for caffeine today, although I may still need a coffee later. This is the first time Owlcat are funding large parts of the development themselves rather than pure fundraising. I didn't know that, Thanix. I think there are many factors. We had some very insightful comments on YouTube theorizing about this as well, and I'm not very well educated about Owlcat's position, so I'm cautious about saying things for sure. But I think you're absolutely right. I think them having to deal with the situation in Russia, potentially if they're doing the funding themselves, I think it all led to the game needing to be released early, unfortunately. Oh, Victus! Thanks be to the Emperor. You are alive, your ladyship. We are most gratified by your return, and the crew is full of zeal to carry out any orders you might have. Well, I want to know what happened to the sun.
The Voxmaster falters.
Lord Captain, we saw a number of ships approach the sun. Black creations of inhuman make, amalgams of sharp angles and edges. They surrounded the star and then... My apologies, but I struggle to find the words that could describe that terrible sight. The Xenos made the sun vanish into the void.
The interrogator closes his eyes and grimaces. Drukhari.
Were they really? Because that would match
What
with
does he
the
have against... Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Drukhari, the Dark Elves. 'Cause
Oh, I thought maybe it was Drew Barrymore and Jim Carrey's kid. It's not.
No.
Oh.
No, somehow I doubt that is the exact reference.
Oh.
Jay, you put off PoE 2 and BG3 dropped, but now that you're satisfied with BG3, you're playing through Deadfire again and actually finishing it. Yes, marvelous. Yeah, I think, honestly, Jay, you'll probably have a ton of fun, but if you can wait, I'd recommend maybe waiting a month or two, at the very least. They've been quick with patching. They absolutely have, Thanix, and Owlcat have given extensive support to their games in the past. So it's not that I'm not recommending the game, it's that I'm recommending it after a little bit of TLC. It wasn't chaos, dun dun dun! Oh, you're right, Freaky. If it was Drukhari, then it wasn't chaos.
It was Drew Barrymore and Jim
Rude.
Carrey.
Oh my goodness.
Wrath of the Righteous. In love with Owlcat Games. I want to try it now.
Oh, Wrath of the Righteous, I think, is their best game so far, Thanix. So, I highly recommend. But if you're not familiar with Pathfinder, just follow a build. It's not worth doing blind.
So much.
Yeah.
For not a lot of good reason.
Just because it's coming from a very complicated tabletop system.
You see Abelard's expression change as if a shadow had suddenly fallen over him. He rubs his temple wearily. As if we did not have enough trouble on our hands already.
The Xenos? Enemies of humanity? Why is this my lore Xenos check? How is this insightful?
Aren't you asking the question?
Yeah, how have I succeeded in knowing about Xenos when I go, The aliens?
Maybe
The
just
enemies
knowing
of
Drukhari
humanity?
were aliens at all, rather than just going, "What's a Drukhari?" I don't know how that's much different, though.
Yes, I know about these,
Things. Tell me what they are.
What are they? Are you sure? Tell you what, Heinrichs, would you care to elaborate?
Heinrichs gives you a keen look. I'm talking about Xenos, rogue trader, the Eldari, one of the humanity's most ancient enemies. More specifically, I am referring to the most cruel and devious of their kind. The design of their ships matches the description provided by the Voxmaster.
And we did run into the crashed one before on that planet. J. Wrath of the Righteous looks hard, actually. It's a mixture. You can choose, you can swap on the fly between real-time with pause and turn-based for Wrath of the Righteous. If you do it entirely in turn-based, it's going to take a very long time. But it is a lot of fun. So you do have the flexibility there if real-time with pause is too much for you. And the fact that you can toggle on the fly is very helpful. Easiest is probably smart. You can always put it up, Thanix. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. I do recommend Wrath of the Righteous.
Like all Xenos, the Drukhari are a blight on the face of the galaxy, but their technological superiority is indisputable. They harbor and fear warp sorcery, which is why they rely on creations of their twisted intellect, and many of those creations are capable of things that may seem akin to sorcery to the unenlightened eye. The theft of a sun is one example of what they are capable of.
I mean, that seems like quite the incredible feat.
I was actually talking about this, exactly, with a coworker, and he was saying that humanity definitely had that tech, like, thousands of years before this.
Hold, sorry.
What?
We're talking about... You were talking with a coworker about this exact event in Warhammer 50k?
40k, yeah.
40k, sorry. Not that you were talking about the theoretical value of being able to steal the sun.
Both?
Okay.
Yeah, both.
Okay. You're getting a lot of snow right now, Idaho. I hope you're wrapped up and you're safe and cozy. With lots of good food.
Snow.
So sorry, you were talking with a coworker. Humanity had the technology to steal the sun.
Yeah. The humanity thousands of years before right now in the game, had like crazy omniscient technology that allowed them to do basically whatever they wanted. So we've regressed, and it just sounds like the Drukhari have stayed.
Oh, crazy. Yeah, Froki is confirming the golden age of technology didn't quite match the Eldar, but was far more impressive than current man. Fascinating. And is there a reason why we've fallen so backwards? Was there like one big event, or has it just been a slow decline? You think pre-fall Eldar are pretty on par with humanity at its height. Wow. Fascinating. Cool. That's really, really fascinating. Okay. Sorry. I'm just like, the implications. Anyway. Are the Xenos... I feel like it's pretty obvious the Xenos are in league with Aurora's cultists. I wish I knew more. Is there any chance we could recover the Reichad Star? I feel like that's the important part, right?
Heinrichs glances at you with weary incredulity. Are you proposing that we ask for it back? No, rogue trader. The sun is lost. We must accept that as fact and deal with the consequences.
Doesn't that mean the whole system is kind of screwed?
He glances around. The situation calls for immediate action, Shiloh. We can continue this conversation later if you so wish, but right now, he gestures at the deck teeming with tumultuous activity. I believe you should assume command.
Okay, well,
I kind of assumed we had already done that. I think this is a meeting. I think that's how command works.
Exactly. I feel like I'm trying to gain the status of everything at the moment, actually, Heinrichs. So, Thanix says AI Rebellion and Warp Storm. And is it a warp storm or just warp storms in general that prevented faster than light travel? And that's the gist of it. Age of Strife. Excellent. Okay, good to know. Drukhari hate chaos. Do they? I thought chaos was like synonymous with the warp. Right. Well then, what's the current situation on board?
That's you.
Oh, that's me. The navigator's sanctum is no longer empty, but the warp engine is still refusing to obey the engine seers. Without it, we cannot perform a warp jump.
Pascal's voice buzzes anxiously from his vox. It may be angry, or perhaps it is lamenting the injuries it has suffered. I will immediately initiate preparations for a prayer service. If the Omnisaya grants me comprehension, I will appease the machine spirit of this vessel.
Very good. You get onto that, Pascal. Thank you, thank you. What is happening on the planet right now?
Is you?
Oh, that's me. Our Auger operators. Auger with scans, right? Sensor, yes. Are reporting numerous uprisings and other manifestations of the Archenemy's powers on various locations of the planet. Based on the fragments of communication picked up by our Vox operators, there is practically no resistance being offered by the governor's forces. Millions of people are converting to the blasphemous Final Dawn cult en masse and assembling prayer circles. Well, yeah, because the governor just was leaving without them.
They also seem to be winning, based on the whole Sunbeam thing.
Yeah, I feel like that's just a survival strategy at this point. Do we have any hope of retaking the planet? I fear that Rykad Minoris is lost. No. The situation is deteriorating by the minute. We must leave this system as soon as possible. Oh, I don't wanna. I just helped out this whole place.
Yeah.
However, there are still people on the planet who have not succumbed to heresy and are worthy of rescue. Besides the small number of our own shuttles, we also have the shuttles salvaged from the starport.
The dark eyes of the Sister of Battle flash.
We must save as many as we can. This has all happened for a reason. Saint Argenta, whose name I carry with reverence and trepidation, is famed for saving the people of a dying world through the power of prayer. The God Emperor himself sent a star from the heavens that lifted the saint and her followers up to the sky, away from corruption and death. We must do as she did, direct all our efforts to saving the people who took this moment to look to the heavens in hope of salvation.
The lives of peasants are of little value. Our prime objective is to save the holy relic, the miraculous fusion reactor, and the electro priests who guard and tend to it.
Oh, are we going to have to choose? We're going to have to choose.
Every moment we spend in proximity to a dying world, we are putting ourselves at risk. Your life, Lord Captain, is far more valuable than all of Rykad Minoris. The Von Valentius dynasty cannot be allowed to perish, and so, lamentable though it is, we must rule out the idea of any evacuation.
Okay, I appreciate the sentiment, but that's not happening.
Heinrich's eyes, like two deep, dark pools, are resolutely fixed on you. The world is doomed, and its inhabitants along with it. The disappearance of this star was the final nudge toward death, the finale of the cult of the Final Dawn's plans. I once witnessed a similar event, a world that had surrendered to the servants of the Archenemy and permitted corruption to enter too deep. At this moment, millions of people are bowing down before those who promised them salvation, and they are willingly giving over their souls to chaos. A sacrifice great enough to bring forth a daemon world.
Ooh, what are daemon worlds?
Usually incarnated as mats. Okay, never mind. Let's continue.
Wow. Goodness gracious. Freaky Drukhari aren't related to the warp at all? No? But I thought the whole thing about Drukari were that they were the ones who were all into, like, all the pleasures they could find. Sorry, my brain just absolutely blanked.
I've just given over to not understanding these things until we are told in blatant black and white this is what they are. There's too much lore for me to wrap my head around.
Okay, essentially world's just full of demons. Okay, gotcha. Thanik says world where physics and law of reality barely applies and demons run amok. So does that mean, like, the warp manifests there, or just demons emerge and live there? They lent further that as a way to avoid Slaanesh. It's complicated. Okay. Sure. Okay, got it, Freaky. So they don't like the warp. But they're still very bad. Sorry, go for it.
Our only hope of stopping this process is to retreat to a safe distance from the planet and conduct targeted bombing on the Electro-Priest Monastery. If we blow up the reactor, a thermonuclear reaction will follow. The world's oxygen will evaporate, killing off the entire biosphere. In doing this, we will save millions of souls from a fate far worse than death, and we will save Rykid Minoris from becoming an outpost of the Arch-Enemy.
Ooh, I don't like that. That is sounding like the best option. Whatever fate you choose for this world, I urge you to make haste, Lord Captain. The world is burning in raging flames of crimson and purple. I can see it even from orbit. As do I see that the storm is already upon us. With every moment we waste, it grows ever more difficult and perilous to steer the ship through the warp's turbulent currents. Thanik says Slaanesh in theory will devour souls of all Elder. Drukari just chose a time to feed Slaanesh with other people's pain and suffering. Oh! Yes, okay. Level up! Memory recall unlocked. I do somewhat remember this. They feed other people's souls to Slaanesh to spare themselves. Right? Yeah, okay. Thank you, Freaky. Thank you, Thanix. Appreciate it.
I'm with the lady on this. Enough talking. We need to get out of here while we still can.
Sweet. Okay. This does now track with what I remember we vaguely got informed about. Why can we not try to evacuate at least some of the people out? Wow. Okay, I thought for sure we'd have like a full dogmatic, iconoclast, and heretical dialogue choice here.
Yeah, only dogmatic.
Okay, well, I don't really want to go dogmatic. I can't help but feel like that's...
Why can't we get some people?
Yeah,
Like,
I agree.
It's not the whole planet, but surely like 10,000 people is better than nothing.
What about... Which of the planet's inhabitants can we evacuate? The nobles you rescued at the starport have given coordinates of shelters where we can find surviving aristocrats and their families. Oh, okay, cool, great. As for Sergeant Melgar's troops, they will help to control the crowds of frightened commoners and prevent the shuttles from being overloaded. Thanks to you, we have salvaged many shuttles from the starport we can now use. Well, how about some of the people, at least?
For the simple reason that the transformation process will soon become irreversible, and our sole weapon against it useless. The enemy released by the bombardment could stoke the warp energies. I have never witnessed the aftermath of bombing a Daemon world before, but there is enough evidence of such attempts for me to say with confidence that you do not want to see it.
Iconoclast is sometimes locked behind a question. That's good to know, so we'll have to investigate. Nobles deserve to be saved above all others. Wow.
I feel like two.
Yeah, me too.
The aristocrats are going to be useless. Just
Oh, absolutely.
worse than no one.
Yeah, I think that's got to be it. Have the pilots extract all the commoners who have not yet converted to the cult of the Final Dawn.
Any delay caused by loading and transporting to the ship will cost us precious time. Do not deceive yourself, Shiloh. If you indulge your vanity, you will doom billions to eternal torment at the hands of the arch-enemy.
There it is. There's our iconoclast options. Do not forget your self-interrogator. One more objection, and I shall forget all about the need to deliver you to Footfall alive. Ooh! Wow.
Damn.
But no, I must do as I see fit. Perhaps I am acting foolishly in the Inquisition's eyes, but that is my decision to make.
You detect a flicker of something beneath Heinrich's sanguine mask. Anger, bitterness, whatever it may be, does not seep into the interrogator's dispassionate voice. In that case, I consider it necessary to point out that the mark of the arch-enemy could infiltrate the ship along with any rescued people. Keep that in mind for the future.
That is a risk I suppose we must take.
Consider it done. It is likely our shuttles will have capacity to evacuate more people.
Awesome. More people. Can we take the fusion reactor then? What value does the fusion reactor give us? Other than Pascal wants it.
I don't know. It's a holy relic of some kind.
Yeah, of technology.
Yeah, but what does it do?
This is a good question. Thoughts? Nobles or the fusion reactor? We could just leave it, try to...
I think the fusion reactor, because at least it might serve a purpose.
Yeah.
The nobles don't. And trying for anything else trying for nothing else seems like a waste.
Yeah, I agree. Frankie, possibly a relic from the golden age of technology? Quite possibly. Maybe it'll help us out. That would be
Maybe
quite nice.
Maybe it's an iPhone.
Maybe it's an iPhone. Maybe then we won't have to rely on Voxmaster Vigdis.
Pascal, you're losing your job to the iPhone 6.
Oh no, he's going to be upgraded. Mechanicus love it. Sure. But do I... That sounds really bad. Do I care? Okay, miraculous fusion reactor must be saved.
Consider it done. This will bring us to the limit of our capacities. We have no more shuttles to use in the evacuation effort.
If Pascal's an iPhone, this will be an iPad.
Interesting.
This is a good comparison.
Oh, Pascal, bud, we can plug a keyboard into this one.
Oh, no. He's like, but I'm still useful. I have some of the top-range cameras, right?
Right? Well, not anymore. Sorry, bud.
Ooh.
The bridge is in upheaval. The Technomat's prayers mix together in a senseless cacophony while servitors work hastily to remove a hardened crust of sacred unguents from the warp engine's components. In the middle of all this tumult stands Pascal with a data slate clutched in his hands, seemingly disconnected from the flurry of activity around him. He turned on airplane mode while doing his new app. What a bitch.
He doesn't want us interfering. Oh, there's so many options. What's going on? Why don't you assume control? This is now your ship in your temple. Start acting like it, you blasted cog. Wow. I like this one. Crew, heed the word of Magos Huneman. Pascal, I kindly request you take charge. But at the same time, I want to know what's going on first. Maybe he has given orders and...
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever might be
I
happening.
think surely a bunch of people all yelling different things isn't going to help, so...
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't even think what's going on will help. I think just telling Pascal he's in charge and telling everyone else.
I mean, I like that, but I do want to find out what the situation is first.
Okay, sure. The warp sexton is not responding to commands. The ship's spirit is rejecting our prayers in anger. I am currently calculating a plea that might appease the noble spirit.
Okay, well, crew, heed the word of Magos Huneman. Pascal, I kindly request you take charge of all of these folks.
Thank you, your ladyship. You are right. Pascal's voice changes when he addresses the crew. He now speaks with authority and resolve.
Attaboy.
Tech comrades, heed my instruction.
Beautiful, really conveyed the emotions.
Listen, this is more accurate Pascal. The mayhem immediately... Oh, that's no. What? The mayhem immediately subsides, and the crew's actions fall into some indiscernible logic. The Omnissiah's servants start working in sync, and the binaric clamor becomes a symphony of reports, which the Magos coordinates like a skillful conductor.
Ah, admirably done, Pascal.
The Omnissiah guides me. Still in contact with Apple and Cupertino. The prayers of the tech priests surrounding the cogitator almost drown out the sounds of the bustling bridge behind you. Pascal, poring intently over the data slate in his hands, extends a mechadendrite towards you. Please take your place at the cogitator, Lord Captain.
I want to trust, but explain what we're doing?
I studied the data and discovered a machine node that was damaged as a result of the heretics' sabotage. The functioning of the warp sextant was tampered with, and the ship's spirits, aggrieved by this violation of the right of operation, is now rejecting its calculations. I sought a way to rectify this error and have concluded that your participation is necessary to do so.
Oh, okay, sure. I'm happy to participate. Freaky, it's backed up by the appropriate binaric cant for his words. Understood. So that's where the emotion is coming from.
The cogitator systems of this temple of the Omnissiah are subordinate to the shell, whose repository serves the machine we see before us. A machine created for your predecessor, and one that uses the biological signatures of dynastic blood in its computations. The spirits should recognize the ship's mistress and submit to her will.
Oh yes, as they should. Yeah.
Pascal speaks the final word with a slight tremor in his synthesized voice. They always give such expressionist descriptors of his voice when the very first thing they told us about him was he has no emotion and he sounds completely bland like a robot.
Well, you know, even robots have emotions.
No!
He is still human. It's all coming through a digitized
He's got the Stephen
thing.
Hawking thing.
Yeah, which is quite hard to listen to be fair. Step up to the cogitator.
The huge machine in front of you is lit with dozens of vid screens and hundreds of lumens. The blinking lights and endless rush of symbols and digits on this green background make your eyes water, and a vague sense of alarm simmers in the depths of your mind. The typical reaction of a layperson when confronted with the magnitude of the Omnissiah's creation. Among the numerous controls, you see the mouth of a cyber gargoyle, the same as at the gate of the warrant chamber.
Oh, right, where it nommed on my finger.
Yeah. Great.
Vanix, you think back then Pascal was trying to intimidate you? That might be part of it, yeah. Tell that to the metal men. Who are the metal men? Do you know who the metal men are?
The Borg?
I don't know.
That's the wrong universe, Freaky. Pascal's voice becomes imbued with imperious force. Servants of the machine god, heed my command. Acolytes prepare the incense instrumentation for the liturgy of machine spirit what the fuck? Propitiation? Propitiation? Spirit propitiation.
No idea. I've never seen
Now
that.
my reading's all fucked up. Signor Technomat, recite the prayer to generate a current data report. Operations will be marked with the protocol. Omnissiah rejoice. Very good.
Oh no, the Hemmy's been broken. An AI rebellion that almost destroyed mankind. Oh, okay, so that was part of the AI rebellion. Understood.
I must inform you that for the purposes of safety, complete reassembly of the warp sextant and updating of its datasmith blessings are required. If this is not done, then at launch the volume of aggregate calculation errors could result in the destruction of data crypts. But as we do not have 100 hours at our disposal, we must omit this procedure. Pascal looks down at the data slate in his hand. A minor deviation from the rite of operation for the sake of appeasing the spirit.
Oh, coming from you, that's quite something.
Ooh.
What?
That's a dangerous thing to say.
That's a very dangerous thing to say.
Yikes.
I'm no servant of the Omnisire?
I feel like you're distinctly and only a servant of the Omnisire. That's your whole title.
Yeah, I feel like that's one way to get the entire ship to turn on you right there. Okay, what must I do?
Place your hand inside the throat of the Cogitator Guardian, the Cyber Gargoyle, which has been assigned to guard the forbidden data crypts. The dynastic blood extracted from your veins will serve as a key to the data core where the machine spirit dwells. To it we will offer our prayers so that we may bypass the protective protocol for defensive connections and launch the warp sexton.
Wait, Freaky, the Emperor and the Omnisire not seen as the same being by most?
What?
What?
What? Oh, Christ. It gets more complicated.
I thought that was the entire point. Are they not the same? Outside of the mechanics, most don't care about the Omnisire.
What?
What?
I thought they were the same person too. I thought the God King Emperor of mankind and became, you know, a more religiously viewed person once he was, you know, more or less yogurt, and is now the Omnisire.
Okay, so they are the same, but surely if you understand that the tech priest talking about the Omnisire is the same, they're meaning the same thing as the Emperor, then surely you still don't say, like, why would you say I'm no servant of the Omnisire when you know they're referring to the Emperor? They reconcile it by saying Emperor is Omnisire presence on Earth. Most of humanity don't know or care about the Omnisire. Okay.
I do me a confuse.
I'm not gonna lie, that is exceedingly confusing. Milk and Bar, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome, welcome. And for pitching in this very confusing conversation. Mainstream Mechanicus view the Emperor as Machine Jesus, not Machine God. What's the difference? I'm sorry, I'm not mad at you guys. I'm just very confused. There are many arguments about the relationship between the Emperor and the Omnisire in our world. Okay, gotcha. So it's not entirely clear, maybe? You know what? I'm just gonna continue being confused and not try to unwrap it, because that's making me more confused. So they're the same, but people don't see them as the same.
I do think I almost get it. But at the same time, I feel like that's almost more dangerous than not understanding.
Yeah, there's a lot of law you're skipping and condensing. I get that feeling.
Sense, yeah. And it's hard for us to come in and, like, you guys have had so much time with the Warhammer 40k universe that I'm sure it's hard to go, oh yeah, they're asking this question that requires 9 hours of explanation to answer. And so the answer you give, though accurate, is confusing to us because we're going, but that doesn't make sense. Some extreme branch of Mechanicus actually believe that Omnisire is another being far more ancient than the Emperor. Okay.
I think that actually, sorry, initially I was confused. But I think I understand what you're saying. So...
Worry not, for I am still confused.
So I think I understand what you're saying. They're saying the if we put it in real world terms, the Omnisire is like God, and the Emperor is like Jesus.
Jesus.
So a subsect, perhaps, of God. But the Omnisire is almost a bigger, more longer lasting idea. Is that what you're saying?
Maybe. I am much confused.
Indeed. Let's continue.
Pascal's voice grows quieter. The laws of the Omnisire know no exceptions, and so in this ritual I will remain at your side to placate the wrathful machine spirit in whose abode you will be intruding. Follow my liturgies, Lord Captain, and may we receive his blessing. His is capitalized there. I assume that means the Omnisire.
Yeah, I'd say so. Okay, without a huge lore dump, that's about as accurate as we'll get. That certainly, if that's the perspective I'm putting it in, that makes more sense. That conversation option still doesn't make much sense to me. But I can see how people might, in this world, might separate the two entities. So the Imperium, just think of the Emperor's god. But to the Technomats, he's just a subsect of the Omnisire, in a way. You can turn full Chaos Aligned in this, so some options are weird. Oh, you can? Wait, does Heretical go full Chaos Aligned?
Crazy.
I see. That seems exceedingly dangerous. Okay, cool. Good to know. So, deviating from right of operation, place your hand in the cyber gargoyle's mouth.
The metal jaws clamp down on your hand, breaking your delicate corporeal sheath and releasing warm red liquid into its gullet. At the same moment, the image on the vid screen before you changes. Connecting 0000.1. Connecting 0000.2. Connecting
what does it all mean?
000.3. At the sound of your voice, the Cogitator's servant, whose bronze-bound skeleton is built into the Cogitator's housing, shudders. With a screech, its skull rotates towards you and then stops in that position. Oh shit.
Frankie, you're going heretical as your new playthrough, and it changes views on things a lot. That is fascinating. I didn't think you'd actually be able to go fully Chaos Aligned. That's quite something.
Benevolent code, a voice receptor. Pascal emits a sequence of binaric signals and then is silent for several seconds. I hypothesize that the defect is located in the analyzer block. I register a reaction to the signal, but no processed response. A temporary override is permissible.
Hello,
Hey, Zenu.
Zenu. How are you doing?
The Magos intently studies the vid screen. The shell was created on a forge world unknown to me, initiating standard invocation of the machine spirit. Pascal leans over the adjacent instrument panel and sets his hands on the controls. At the same time, a quiet stream of machine code begins pouring forth from his vox.
Should I be...
Oh, excuse me. I don't trust him, sensuously whispering into our iPad here.
Why not?
I don't know.
That's his whole job.
Yeah. Yeah, but I still don't know.
Look, what my crew get into in their techno relationships is none of my business.
Right. So long as it's discreet, they can camarade with all the tech they want.
Correct. Thanix also no problem not understanding Mechanicus' revelation with the Emperor. They don't even agree with it among themselves and have a big schism over it. Okay, well that's good to know. Thank you, Thanix. And to be honest, while very confusing to learn about, I like that in world they don't even agree, because that's very relatable. That's very understandable. That's how the real world works. So that's quite cool as a world building element. Zena, you finally paid for all your assets. You can work on Final Shakespeare. but your printer just broke. Oh no! Has delayed the game. Has delayed the game by a month at least. Oof.
Wow.
Sorry to hear, Zenu. That is rough. So what should I do now?
Lord Captain, I now ask you to address the machine spirit. Speak the following command. By my authority, I revoke the inviolability protocol of the warp engine. The voice receptor will receive the vocal entry. Without your sanction, the machine spirit will not accept the data from the warp sexton.
Okay, I'm sorry. I think he might have said that before, but the computerized voice had me, like, zoning out.
Yeah. If only he did anything with a little more emotion.
Like the way it's written?
But no, they first wrote he has no emotion and no emoting whatsoever. He's a robot, dry as can be.
He's
and then
not
they
a
went
robot.
back on it.
He's a cyborg.
His voice was robotic.
His voice is robotic.
The very first thing they said was robotic without any emotion or inflection whatsoever.
That is what they said. But maybe it was like that for that particular point in time.
Well, what should he sound?
I don't know.
Okay, he's gonna sound like Antonio Banderas next time.
Oh, okay. By my authority, I revoke the inviolability protocol of the warp engine. Ooh.
Okay. Don't know what that was. One of the Cogitator's vid screens turns red. Pascal sees this and raises his hand, signaling for the rest of the tech priests, then withdraws a connector from his sleeve and connects it to the machine.
Servants of the Omnisire, make now the offering of cleansed data crypts to the machine spirit so that it may be filled with their true and calibrated data. May the Omnisire have mercy on our souls.
Okay. Sure, that'll do. Oh no, I made a mistake.
What?
Oh, my teeth are glued together now.
Wait, give me some.
I had chewy chocolate.
I want my what? Yeah. I
Yeah.
already can't speak. I'm sure this is wise.
Crimson Cantata, hello. It's synthesized. Oh no. It is synthesized through his Vox, which I think is why we're having such a hard time understanding if there is inflection and emotion to it, or if it does just come out totally robotic because of the Vox. Zenny, you're wondering if you should throw out a Christmas army. I think it's got to be stuff you're happy with, right? Crimson Shiloh, my faithful servitor, Pascal, allow me to offer a more ancient invocation. Work, you damn work. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, give the computer a good kick.
Percussive maintenance.
I'm sure that'll help. Thenix, you think Pascal himself said Gothic is not his first language, so an accented voice could be pretty accurate, even though his BA did not do it. I think that's a great way to interpret it. I think that's really cool.
In meek solemnity, the Acolytes offer up the cleansed data crypts to the warp engine one after another, repeating prayers of exaltation. After anointing the contacts with sacred unguents, Pascal inserts them in the Cogitator's slots. Gross. Your head begins to spin from the holy sensor's foul.
Weird?
What do you mean? He looped it up and went in.
It's a computer.
Yeah, that doesn't make it better.
We've all inserted things into computer slots.
No, not after you've lubed them up. When was the last time you lubed up a USB?
Well, my USBs aren't rusty, are they?
I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't risk that. I don't want to be arrested. Your head begins to spin from the holy sensor's foul-smelling clouds of smoke and from the loss of the blood that the cyber gargoyle continues to drink from you. Oh!
What? It's still going?
What? I thought it was like one of those,
I thought it was just like
insulin things.
little drop
like
of
an
blood.
insulin pump thing that
Yeah.
checks your blood sugar. I didn't think it was just slurping away.
Yeah, in the meantime, our hand is still in
It's gonna be a fucking raisin by the time it lets go.
I love the idea that we should have removed our hand already, but we didn't realize we could, and so we've just like left it in there to be slurped on.
Gross.
Let this mechanism awaken in renewed purity.
Pascal enters a sequence of commands and raises his head, watching the vid screen. Suddenly he stops dead.
No,
His fingers fly over the command runes, entering command after command. His mechadendrites, clicking their pincers, pull at one lever after another. The vid screens fill with strings of symbols, completely incomprehensible to you, but clearly conveying something to the Magos. It could be the massive loss of blood and possible unconsciousness.
That makes this so confusing. I do think I should stand back and not interfere.
Yeah,
Frankie? Yeah, Frankie reckons we should reboot it. Oh yeah, absolutely. Which in this case is walk behind it and give it a stiff kick. It's old enough, just needs a little shudder. More quarters to insert. Everything runs off quarters, right, Crimson?
It's so fucking weird. It's actually an old arcade machine.
Yeah.
After a few seconds, one of the data crypts mounted on the cogitator begins to emit sparks. A moment later, another data crypt does the same. The next bursts into flames and gives off foul-smelling smoke. Around you, the Omnissiah's servants break off from their prayers, and someone bursts into frantic pleading.
This seems like it's going poorly.
Pascal mournfully grates out, "The mass of errors in the warp sextant's calculations is destroying the data repositories. The offering did not appease the ship's spirit. The warp engines cannot be filled with the motive force. We are trapped." A moment later, the Magos continues uncertainly, "Perhaps an alternative Ryzen protocol or an emergency launch of the authority coils." The tech priest bends over the cogitator, puts something... But... oh, right. Right. That's not what that said.
Yeah?
He put something in this pose, and and movements reveals his desperation.
I think you need to write some Pascal fan fiction.
Oh no.
Oh dear.
Oh, Pascal.
How cursed. You love this, Pascal. I quite like it too, Thanix. Surely the warp computer is made to catch on fire. How else would one light all those candles, Crimson, and keep them lit?
While the other vid screens are filled with more and more strings of symbols, the monitor in front of you blinks and its static image changes. Pascal is too engrossed in his ritual to notice.
I just said I didn't understand what was on the vid screen. Magos Huneman, a moment, if you will.
Pascal pauses his motiveness and turns towards you, his flickering visor betraying how sweaty he actually is. "Lord Captain, He stops short when he sees the vid screen. "Distorted transmission from the data core, most likely the residual cognitive functions of the built-in servitors. Omnissiah, shield us from machine ghosts." He returns to manipulating the cogitator's command runes.
Read the information on the vid screen? He did just say communications from the data core. Let's see if we can make heads or tail of it. Oh.
Input, pack.comp, nom os, stab true, nom
Okay,
os, stab
query?
false, check stat. The cogitator's servant creaks quietly in its joints, a sound that is drowned out by the binaric hymns and the tapping of command runes. What do you think binaric sounds like? I'm picturing dial-up modem.
Me too. I'm picturing very...
I've got just the dial-up modem from when I was younger.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Input, prompts, nom os, ping, nom os, resp, nom os, operate.resp, injury, nom os, operate.resp, rescue, nom os, operate.resp, query. Rescue? Yes, please.
Yeah, please. Now, if you must. Imperium Candle Industry must compose a sizable portion of its GDP. I think we've got an entire deck on this ship just dedicated to candle manufacturing. Because the amount we use is wild, Phoenix.
Honestly, I feel like the first two are your best bet.
Yeah. Obey me and start the warp engine.
Pascal's voice shakes with tension.
"That was a non-executable request, Lord Captain, even if the voice receptor could interpret such a..."
Pascal's next vocalization goes unsynthesized as he... Weird.
What?
As he sees the vid screens begin to stabilize one after another. The strings frenetically galloping across the green background are replaced with stable images or regularly updating status reports.
Woohoo!
Only one monitor remains inexplicably red.
I could be a tech priest. Look at me go!
The tech priest Vox crackles in shock, but his report is as clipped and clinical as ever. Registering. Warp 16th activated. Registering data stream stabilizing. Registering 0 data errors found. Reporting the warp engine is ready for translation.
Woohoo! For beginner's luck, I guess. Crimson, you guess in this dialect the slashes are silent.
I don't even get to read the regular thing before being interrupted. I can't do the slashes.
Yeah, they're so boring. You don't want to hear me literally read out slash, slash, slash.
While true, do echo n random. Done.
Slash, 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 bracket, input, bracket. Whatever this is called. Bracket, prompt, bracket.
Whatever this is called? What?
The straight lines up and down. They're like...
Oh, yeah. I don't know, actually. That's a good question.
I don't know what that is. I use it all the time. I just don't know
Really?
what it's called, yeah.
I think I've used it like twice in my life.
I use it for my titles.
Ah.
To separate chunks of detail.
After a pause, Pascal adds, I am also reporting evidence indicating a Category 3 miracle, fulfilling the criterion thou shalt witness the mechanisms that toil in glorification of its function and in defiance of the activation.
Wonderful. I understood everything.
Sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Why not? Master Helmsman Ravor. Lord Captain Ravo here. The crew are almost finished carrying out the orders given earlier, and I've just received confirmation from the engineering halls. I don't know what you did, but the warp engine's up and raring to go. We're ready to begin the translation to warp your ladyship.
Excellent. You know what? I'm not going to question the machine spirits. Ravor, Lord Captain speaking. I give the order to commence translation to the warp.
Waiting for you to ascend the captain's throne, Lord Captain, your ladyship, ma'amness. May the Emperor protect us.
Fantastic. I'm glad I was here to help and have my blood drained.
Just pass out unconscious in the chair.
Yeah. Oh, our missing son. Crimson 0 errors found sounds like, so you're saying there are no traps. I'm saying you didn't detect any traps. This is a familiar phrase. Ooh, all systems a go.
Ooh, purple.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's flute colored.
You've really taken over. Golden purple. All you had to do was swallow a star.
Oh, the world's getting subsumed into the warp. I see. Why are all of our windows being closed?
Don't want them open.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. If we're traversing the warp, probably for the best. Oh, this thing's right here
It's on the bridge, yeah.
on our bridge.
Yep.
I did not realize.
No.
I guess this makes some sense. Ooh.
Okay.
Oh, this is fancy.
Skulls?
Servitors, right?
I guess so.
The Von Valancia's flagship made its way out of the doomed star system. As the void ships plunged deeper into the Corona's expanse, the rogue trader's subjects bid a formal farewell to the late head of the dynasty, Theodora von Valancius.
Has this not already happened?
Oh, yeah. Okay, I guess now we do the funeral
Having
service.
paid their last respects, the crew gathered their strength and braced themselves for whatever was to come next.
Oh, okay. Servo skulls, Freaky. Excellent, thank you. It's not servitors. Servo skulls.
Warp engines engaged, 10 points for Slytherin. Yeah. May the force be with you. Keep it secret, keep it safe.
Very good. Alright, team meeting. What have we got?
That's you.
I must admit, that little cutscene feels like it would have been more appropriate coming out of the prologue.
Yeah, absolutely.
But anyway, I guess we didn't have time back then. The ship was on fire and we had to figure things out.
We had time to make several trips around the star system, though.
Well, you know, it was all necessary. There was no...
There was time for a rebellion uprising on our ship.
Yeah, well, you know, we were busy.
Gosh.
There was no kerfuffling whatsoever.
Politics on the ship have the glacial speed of the American political system.
I mean, honestly, it seems like things work even worse here. Voxmaster Victus.
Lord Captain, allow me to report. Our journey through the warp is coming to an end. Lady Navigator Orcelio informs me we have reached the point where we can translate to real space in the
Furrybundus system.
Furry bun system.
Oh, very good.
The Lady Navigator and her pilots are awaiting your permission to begin the process.
Oh, God. I'm going to read this normally, otherwise I'm going to kill my voice.
Oh, okay.
The Furrybundus system is home to Footfall, the only Imperium outpost with a functioning wharf in the Coronis expanse. A wharf?
Michael Dorn just pops out of the woodwork.
Klingons do not travel through the warp.
What is a wharf for?
It's for being a tactical officer, obviously.
Sure.
The tech priests are begging you to have mercy on the machines worn down by the warp, and to allow the servants of the Omnisire to inspect and heal the void ship's wounds on in the dock. The prayers and rituals will take some time, which our astropathic choir will use to establish a connection with the prime worlds in your protectorate, Dargonus, Janus, and Kiava Gamma. Master Zachary Weiss has recovered an invitation previously adrift in the Immaterium. The Liege of...
previously adrift in the Immaterium?
What the fuck is the Immaterium? Sounds like an Imaginarium from Willy Wonka.
It's
an
the
alternate
warp
dimension
space.
of pure energy and madness existing as a mirror to real space, also known as the Immaterium. The Empyrean, the Aether, the Sea of Souls, or warp space.
So,
There's so much happening.
yeah. Are messages just like sent floating through the warp? Fascinating. This is home of the Furbies. We're coming home, Crimson. Commander Worf, it is a good day to initiate routine docking procedures. And the day is not over yet. It's how they do fast and light messaging. Fascinating. That seems insecure, but okay. Psychers scream word into warp and other psychers listening. Listen, is that how it works? Psychic people of the Interplanetary Connections Network. Okay, gotcha.
Okay.
The Liege of Footfall has humbly requested an audience with the rogue trader of the Von Valencius dynasty. According to Master Zachary, the message is tinted with shades of pleading. I quote, "Apparently the Liege is anxious to meet as soon as possible." Pleading.
Some of the names feel very out there. We have Argenta, Sister of Battle, Voxmaster Vigdis, and Zachary.
Yeah, you're right. There are some just real normal names in amongst all of the fantasy. Fictional names, sorry. Footfall, the place where faith and sanctity go hand in hand. Reverend Hieronymus Doloroso will most likely expect a visit from me. I imagine he will be interested in talking to you as well, Shiloh?
I will be leaving your void ship when we arrive on Footfall, Shiloh.
Oh, that's right. That's all we promised to bring him.
Once that is done, I shall be leaving you a terrible Uber review. Consider the Lord Inquisitor's task complete. 5 stars for 5 stars. Okay, bye. Your ladyship, young Yvain Winterscale, has asked me to convey his gratitude for your hospitality and for saving him from certain death. Not wishing to outstay his welcome, he plans to disembark at Footfall. Lord Yvain swears he will not forget his debt to you.
This is very good. I'm not going to lie. I forgot he was still on board.
Yeah.
I thought we'd
We
left him
actually
on the
have
planet.
like a B&B on the thing that we've just totally lost track of. An Airbnb.
We're just a traveling Airbnb, actually.
Yeah.
I'm not aware of it, but someone is making a pretty penny out of it. Thanix, it's way more complicated. This is the simple version. Astropathic choirs are a psycho group whose job it is to do it. Okay, gotcha. There's a lot of funny names, like a planet called Carlos McConnell. That is wonderful. Good planet, Carlos.
I hereby inform the rogue trader that during a comprehensive system inspection right, this unit discovered data clusters within the captain's cogitator that are concealed from prying eyes by means of a personal cipher and a sacrament of algorithmic authorization. It was also discovered that my voice was hitherto masked by a strange algorithm.
This is good to know, Pascal. I'm not sure I appreciate you going through my stuff.
Yeah. By the way, your diary's locked for no particular reason.
Yeah, so I was looking, and would you know it? Your diary's locked.
You have some files on your computer that are password protected.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Could you open it, please? You interrupted my snooping. In historical fiction, they call that the Tiffany problem, Crimson. Tiffany is a perfectly common 12th century name, but when you name a character Princess Tiffany, it just sounds modern. That's an astute observation. That's pretty cool. But very true. Pascal, Twitch stalker of the future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unit Shiloh von Valencius has been added to the access list and assigned the identifier Keeper 2, because I am Keeper 1. The unit can access the data from the captain's cogitator, provided that she possesses the decryption key.
You detect a hint of something resembling curiosity in Pascal's mechanical voice.
You
now it's
don't-
mechanical again!
You don't
fuck's
say.
sake. Oh my god. If only it could be curiosity with how monotone his voice always is, right?
Of course.
I'm so angry with whoever is writing Pascal.
No, I like what you're doing with Pascal. And Heinrich, are you leaving us?
The arrangement between the Lord Inquisitor and your predecessor was that I be transported to Footfall and no further. I dare not take advantage of your generosity and patience any more than I already have, Shiloh.
Finally! Get off.
Wow.
I mean...
I honestly, just so be it. I don't like him. I don't want him around. I don't want to be rude.
I don't like
Just
him...
so be it.
I don't like him either. But I have been informed that he has a potentially interesting story. And
Everyone has a potentially interesting story.
Exactly, and I want to experience it.
We only have so many spots in the party.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean we can't, like, keep him around for his quests and stuff.
Okay.
Okay, you're a skilled fighter. I could use people like you. What do you say we extend your stay in my retinue?
Thank you for the offer, but I must decline. I'm afraid my duty to the Golden Throne comes before everything else.
Okay, sure. Well, there we go.
We tried.
We tried. Argenta, who is this? I bet there's a story point where we get back together with him.
Yeah. Can you...
Sorry, yeah?
Nothing. I was going to say, can you scroll down? Then I realized I have to scroll down.
Argenta, who is this Reverend Hieronymus who wants to talk to me?
What about Zachary? What happened to him?
I will get round to Zachary. Oh, me.
Yeah.
He is the head of the Drusian...
The juiciest
Why
mission
am
on
I
Football.
so incapable of reading these names today?
It's hard. It really is. Because
Oh.
normally, if you're not reading them and you're just sitting there reading them, you can glaze over... What?
If you're not reading them, but you're sitting there reading them.
If you're not reading them out loud, but you're sitting there reading to yourself
Yeah.
in your head, you can skip over all the normal words, and then you have tons of time to think about the one weird one and think about the pronunciation. But if you're reading it out loud, you have to focus on every single thing coming up to it, so that when you come to the weird one, it's just a little bit of a nonsense.
Makes you stumble. I don't even bother pronouncing things when I'm reading it. When I'm sight reading.
Really?
Yeah.
I always give it a try.
No, that's my big problem when I'm reading fantasy books and then I try discussing them with other people. Is that I've never bothered trying to pronounce the fantasy-looking words to myself. And I just go, oh, it was the person starting with T. Like, that's the extent of what I know about
It does
them.
backfire because you'll read a book or you'll play a game and it'll have a character named Iltos or something. And then someone will come up and go, oh, what did you think of the character Iltos? And you go, what the fuck did you just say to me? What unholy shit did you just spew in my direction? It's Iltos.
Yeah, and because you're reading, everyone pronounces it differently. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Right, Drusian. Drusian?
Juiciest.
Juicy boy.
He's the head of the Juicy mission.
Mission on footfall, and one of the most prominent clergymen in the sector. Paying him a visit is a good thing for any loyal servant of the Emperor to do. I assisted his mission before I joined Lady Theodora on her voyage. I needed his blessing to accompany the new rogue trader of the Von Valancius dynasty. If you wish to have me aboard your voyage ship, I request we meet with Reverend Hieronymus. Crimson, and always an issue when you try to pronounce magnanimity?
Fuck.
Without a proper run-up, absolutely, Crimson, as just demonstrated.
Fucking damn it. I even know what it is, and I can't say it because it's magnanimous. Magnanimity. There you go.
Magnanimity. It's like
You caused such chaos instantly.
the instant chaos caused. I still remember sitting in a class when I was a kid in school and having the whole class just sidetracked because someone couldn't pronounce anemone. And then everyone else couldn't remember how to pronounce anemone.
I only remember because of Finding Nemo.
Ah, I see.
Because I have the whole script of Finding Nemo. Yeah.
Gotcha. Right, well that sounds like a plan then, Argenta. Victus, tell me about the system we're arriving in.
It's shit.
Thuribundus is valuable due to its close proximity to the Maw, the gateway to the Imperium.
Oh.
Wait, are we not in the Imperium? Oh no, we're rogue traders. We're outside of it.
Because we're in the Coronis Expanse.
Yeah.
The system is mostly known for footfall, the main base for merchants.
Oh, bless you.
Privateers and rogue traders.
Oh, bless you. Oh, you okay?
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
And rogue traders traversing the Coronis Expanse. Additionally, the star itself is orbited by an Adaptus Mechanicus station, which is off-limits to outsiders.
Well, sounds like something we might have to go to, Pascal.
Alter Templum Calixis Ext 17. I had the honor of tending to this shrine for a few thousand cycles. I suggest you abstain from visiting it, as most tech comrades at the station are engaged in meditative calculations that should not be interrupted.
Gotcha, but if things go wrong, we will definitely visit.
Yeah.
And, okay, if footfall is a brief stop, what next?
As soon as we solve the issues plaguing the ship and establish contact with the key worlds of your protectorate, the time will come for your Magnae Accessio.
What?
It's a Harry Potter spell, it's okay.
Your big excess?
The official ceremony of donning the mantle of the rogue trader.
Wait, is it? Oh god, it really is just big excess. Okay.
Yeah.
It is mostly a formality at this point. You already possess all the privileges granted by the warrant. And yet, it is a major milestone in your personal history. The moment your name graces the list of heads of the Von Valancius dynasty. We are all looking forward to that day, Lord Captain.
Sweet, okay, sounds like fun. What do I need to know about footfall?
It is the largest port and the trading capital of the Coronis Expanse. It has a dockyard that will allow us to inspect and repair the void ship, and it boasts its own astropathic choir and the Coronis Expanse communications network. Wonderful, so we should be able to get all sorts of information.
Not to mention pirate hideouts, smuggler caches, and forts belonging to a dozen gangs, groups, and factions. In the Coronis Expanse, the Imperium relies on this as its outpost. The fringes of humanity's domain rarely resemble its central worlds, but so long as Footfall serves the God Emperor, insofar as it can, it will be considered a citadel of the Imperium. Although I've heard that the tithes it sends are underwhelming, to say the least.
Intriguing.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's a bit of like a smuggler sort of, like a lawless
Well,
sort of.
It doesn't sound like it's lawless.
It's the Nar
but
Shaddaa.
it's a bit of a meeting point for everything.
Yeah.
Due to Footfall's remoteness, it has developed its own rules and customs. Many of the goods that can be procured there would be considered heresy in the heart of the Imperium, enough to warrant summary execution. Moreover, Footfall is the domain of rogue traders, who transcend certain Imperial laws by virtue of the warrant they bear.
Pirate station. It sounds somewhat like that. Still Imperial providing, but enjoying a certain amount of flexibility. Crimson, we are all looking forward to that day, except the ones who rebelled against you and are being turned into soulless cyborg servants. They're distracted. You would be correct, yes. Abelard, do you know anything about the Liege of Footfall?
Vladium Takara is a very peculiar young man. Consider your upcoming conversation a baptism of fire in Footfall's political arena. Such things are not spoken out loud, but Liege Takara is the appointee of the Casbilica mission, the largest robber baron crime syndicate in the Calexis sector.
Oh.
They specialize in the cold trade, the buying and selling of all kind of Xenos rubbish.
Okay, I take it back. It totally is just a pirate
military
station.
technology and information, schooling, history, weapons, all
Gotcha.
rubbish.
Oh, yeah, rubbish.
Thanks, Abelard.
Yeah, great. Heinrich's mentor appearing is a big deal because the Cronus Expanse is not used to Inquisition. Oh, so I imagine people are suddenly going to be a bit on edge.
It's like one of those old spaghetti western where a new sheriff rolls into town.
Crimson's asking, they execute people who summarize things? That explains a lot about this universe.
Footfall was previously run by a liege who did business with several criminal factions at once. What a slut! But he suffered an accident, and the reins of power were picked up by Vladium Takara, whose appointment benefits not only the Casbilica, but also their most powerful ally in the Coronis Expanse, rogue trader Caligos Winterscale.
Okay, sorry. Casbilica were the most successful crime syndicate, and their most powerful ally is the rogue trader Winterscale. Interesting.
It sounds like they're going to be sort of a rival for us.
It sounds like it, quite significantly.
Vladim is a slippery yet very cautious fellow. He does not usually beat around a bush and does not play mind games. Perhaps more importantly, he plays regular games like checkers. He's no fool. Fools do not rise this high in the Calabascan hierarchy. Keeping all this in mind, you are mostly a rogue trader. You stand above him in status and wield considerable power. Having said that, history has seen cases where the Calabascan the K-boy barons crossed swords with rogue traders and emerged victorious.
Ooh.
Do not forget that and remain vigilant.
Oh, all right, we got to watch our backs. Crimson's asking, Caligos Winterscale? So this is a dragon, yes? We're facing off against a dragon. Unfortunately,
We're
not.
facing off against a cold-type dragon. It'll have a conal breath attack weapon.
Yeah.
It has resistance. We know all about this already. Thanks, Abelard, you're useless. We already have the 5e handbook.
Exactly. I am a little bit salty that we get Von Valencias and they get Winterscale.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Winterscale just seems much cooler.
Rogue Trader Fire Punch, or Rogue Trader
Wait, are there actually dragons in this universe still, Frankie? Hello, Super DJ! How are you today? This one's you.
The Casbilica, vile tech thieves. Pascal's voice barks out the word like a profanity.
And yet there's a Mechanicus
Is it?
place?
Is Pascal a robot?
No, he's a cyborg.
I have my doubts.
We'll probably be on for a while yet, Super DJ. It's still quite early in the stream.
Yeah, we got at least double this length, I think.
Yeah. There are dragons like aliens on some worlds.
Oh, we have to go to
but
those worlds. then.
not as we know.
We're going straight to those worlds. The rest of the game can wait.
So, what combination of flying and fire that Hemmy loves do you think he also loves?
They're good.
Are you going to be? Are you needing to hit out, Super DJ? You'll return later. Sounds good. We will
see you
catch
soon.
you then. And why does the liege want to see me so badly?
Not you personally. He wishes to meet with the rogue trader of the Von Valencia's dynasty. Takara does not know about Lady Theodora's death and is simply seeking an audience with the powers that be. My gut is telling me that something must be very wrong on Footfall, for there is no fast food. If our astropath managed to read such strong emotion in such an anodyne message. What is an astropath?
The astropaths are the ones receiving the communications through the void.
Oh, okay.
The psychers able to kind of speak through it.
Yeah. Okay, sure.
Okay.
Then there's a dragon hiding out below Mars. Well, trapped there. We don't talk about that one. Ricky, what the fuck?
Crazy. That's kind of cool.
I'll take it.
I'm intrigued.
Oh, we have no information, Lord Captain. The broadcast from the Footfall Astropathic Choir was the only missive Master Zachary has received lately.
Okay, well, tell the Lady Navigator I give her leave to make the translation from warp into real space. I'm excited. This should be quite the little adventure.
Ah. Oh, okay. I'm not sure we needed to fade to black there, but I appreciate it.
No, that was a bit of a strange fade to black, wasn't it? Then it says astropaths send communication with picture and emotion, so it can be pretty vague. That doesn't sound like the most secure communication method, I must say.
It doesn't sound end-to-end encrypted.
No. Less secure, more like
Reliable.
reliable, yeah.
Vigdis begins issuing instructions. The massive ship appears to change with her every word. The bridge is set in motion as hundreds of people start to prepare for the shift to real space, and measured chanting fills the corridors to safeguard the vessel and its crew. For the dragon on Mars, think along the lines of the great old ones in Cthulhu, and you won't be far off. Oh, okay. Huh. Vigdis turns to you again. That's you.
Oh, that's me.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, I'm sorry. I'm really out of it today.
Just read it in the normal voice. We got quite a lot from her today.
Yeah, there is a lot here.
One more thing, Lord Captain. No one at the station knows about Lady Theodora's demise and you inheriting the title.
Really?
Liege Takara will be informed. It is required so we can use the dog. And besides, he is expecting an audience with the rogue trader. He will not meet with an unknown person of unclear standing. However, there is still the matter of announcing your arrival. You can either arrive on the station with the proper pomp and ceremony, or choose to visit it incognito.
Ooh, well, tell me what the benefits of that are.
According to Footfall's unwritten laws, rogue traders enjoy special privileges that exceed even the power of the liege. However, they may choose not to exercise those privileges in certain situations. Arriving incognito will give you more room to maneuver, while an official visit will allow you to directly intervene with local affairs.
I shall explain, because it was a woman who said this. If you do not mind...
No. We don't need to make Abelard that bad.
Oh, he is that bad. He murders children.
No, he's not.
He's the worst.
No, he's not.
I shall explain if you don't mind. As per this unwritten rule, every rogue trader arriving at the station has the right to veto any of the liege's decisions. But there is a catch. The Coronis Expanse is home to several influential rogue trader dynasties. The Footfall is where their interests intersect.
See, there could be quite the clash.
Of course, this does not prevent certain persons, namely Caligos Winterscale, from subtly pulling the strings in Footfall. If you, as a new rogue trader, start your career with an official landing and a parade in your honor, the other dynasties may see this gesture as the newcomer challenging their spheres of influence.
Ooh.
I do not see that as a bad thing, necessarily. Old Man Winterscale may take slight offense. Corta will be put on her guard, but you have just risen to prominence, and most people in the Coronis Expanse have not even heard about Lady Theodora's departure yet. It must be made clear that the banner of Von Valencius soars as high as ever.
That is, I think, what I would prefer to do. But I wonder what the benefit to arriving incognito would
Did
be.
the giant collar guy survive the unpleasantness? I hope not.
Giant collar guy. Who was the giant collar
The
guy?
milady guy?
Milady.
Yeah.
Oh! Oh, the very round fella.
Yeah.
The horrible master trader dude.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he did, Crimson.
Oh.
He is very much still with us.
If I may, I would recommend arriving incognito. You will have plenty of opportunities to savor the sweetness and the burden of power, but right now is the last time you can take refuge in obscurity. This way your arrival will not draw much attention, and the people will treat you as a person and not the almighty sovereign anointed by the Emperor. It could turn some situations to your advantage.
Ooh, both are tempting. Both are really
I think
tempting.
I'd go with incognito.
I think I would like to see what things are like incognito first.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really
Because
want to
I
set
feel
off
like
challenges.
As the brand new rogue trader, if nothing else, that's a target on your back. You don't want to come in being like, here I am, specifically me, here,
Yeah.
not knowing the rules and customs and how to defend myself yet.
Yeah, I also want to get a grip on what this world is like.
Yeah.
Without everyone going, oh yes, milady, milady, milady.
Also, how incognito can you be when arriving on this fucking ship?
I mean, I guess if you're just walking off with a bunch of the other crew, who knows?
Ooh. Also, this is where you will meet a trader that sells Hemmy's Pyromancer staff. Very good to know, Thenix. Thank you. There are the two Staff of Endless Flame and Solar Staff.
This sounds very exciting. Okay.
Yeah. Very good.
Exciting. From two different vendors, he's saying. All right, we'll have to
gonna-
do some compare and contrast.
Quickly turn on the air conditioning. It's getting hot.
Oh, is it not on?
Well, I think we put it on auto.
Yeah.
Well, it's on.
It's on. Okay. Wait, hold on. Sorry. Crimson. That's a rough one, Crimson. Caligos Winter fail? Maybe he will fail. Maybe that'll be our doing. Okay, I've decided. Tell the liege I will arrive incognito. It will be done, Lord Captain. Victus bows again. With your gracious permission, I will return to my duties. Yee. Okay. Marvelous. We have a lot to do, I imagine. First of all, let's take a look at our journal. You heard Caligos is a big name character from the original RPG, but you never played it. Gotcha. I mean, with how frequently his name's dropped specifically, that would make a lot of sense, Thenix. So Chapter 2, Tattered Spirit. Many of the systems on the Rogue Trader's ship have suffered damage. The wounded ship spirit yearns to reach the only port in the sector, Footfall. Oh, so when they were saying wharf, were they meaning port? That makes more sense. The dockyard is waiting for the ship in order to begin the full inspection and repairs, so we want to go to Footfall pretty much immediately. Astray, Sister Argenta has asked for the Lord Captain's help with a personal matter. Sweet, on Footfall. And classified information, Pascal has found a databank belonging to the Rogue Trader's predecessor in the Furibunda system. The data encrypted in this database may prove useful to the new Rogue Trader. And that's on the bridge? Where do I see that? Oh, interesting. Guess it was conserving power.
Oh.
I'm trying to find...
Alrighty, I'm back.
Welcome back.
What have I missed?
Me trying to find where my diary is kept.
Well, it's probably in your room, right?
That's what I would have assumed, but the journal said it was on the bridge.
Oh.
Oh, you can do this by going to the computer you fed blood to.
Okay.
Ah, up the front, beyond my chair.
And to the right, I think.
Okay. It was like... Aha! Somewhere up here. Maybe? One of these? No? I can't interact with any of these. And it's...
Yeah, it was.
Not down here.
You know where the big spherical map is?
Yeah.
It's just right by there.
Oh,
Yeah.
where?
It's to the right of that from where you're coming up.
To the right. Oh, there! Gotcha. And IH630? Okay, hello, friend. Let's see, can I interact? I can!
The reflection of the bridge's lights playing on the unlit vid screens of the cogitator. Next to the machine stands a hunched tech priest who bows as you approach, his body nearly folding in half. Lord Captain, the machine spirit of this mechanism slumbers. Should you wish to awaken it, use the key of your blood. Well, you don't have to die first. You could just
my
use
goodness.
regular blood.
I don't know why the image of this hunched little technomat perking up as soon as I come, like his only purpose is to explain to me how the machine works, was so funny. Right, place your hand inside the servitor's maw. I also love this accent. Me too, Phoenix.
The servitor's powerful jaws close around your hand with a screeching clack. You feel the cold metal pierce your skin and draw blood. The vid screens in front of you flicker relentlessly, filling with numerical combinations. You're not going to have any blood left.
I'm really not. I'm going to be drained dry.
The tech priests by the cogitator nod curtly. The sacred mechanism is awake and ready to receive your request, Lord Captain.
Okay, Pascal has informed me that the system has encrypted data stored inside. I wish to know its contents.
Without another word, the tech priest turns to the cogitator. He raises his hands and a prayer of binaric code pours out of the Vox device. The servo motors at the bowels of the machine grow louder, its undulating hum responding to his chant. Numerical combinations run down the screen. Scanning 000.01. Scanning 0000.5. The machine spirit... Oh. The machine spirit has discovered numerous critical errors. The data is damaged. The tech priest stops abruptly, and the green glow of his visor narrows. Registering an intact segment. The machine spirit has awoken. The worlds of Kavagama and Dargonis hold certain data repositories. The mechanism is ready to provide the rogue trader with data keys that can unlock said repositories.
Ooh, and how do I get them? It's Sam. Thank you very much for the follow. Good to have you here today, and I hope your day's going well. Right, let's see how I get these keys. Oh,
The cogitator's vid screen blinks / / open square bracket input
please
close
no.
square bracket break / non underscore the gracious machine spirit is willing to transfer the data keys to the head of House von Valencius by means of an electu, a hypodermic tattoo augment. If you are ready to accept the keys, place your hand inside the servitor's mouth.
It's already taken all of my blood. Do I get to get a cool electric tattoo, though? How are the Warhams going? Sam, they're going very well. We're about to arrive in Footfall, which sounds like quite a fun, piratey, like, mobster town.
It's the Narshada of Warhammer 40k.
What's Nashida?
The planet in Star Wars, Narshada, where there's like, it's all tech and there's speeders everywhere and it's all casinos.
Yeah, okay, gotcha. Sam, are you playing as well? Rogue Trader? of this part of Warhammer 40k.
Yeah,
Makes sense?
I'm sure there's more of them.
Very good. You are, Sam, very good. How far in are you? Are we giving spoilers, or are
Because
we
we're
all
just
good?
going into Act 2,
Yeah.
presumably.
There are a lot of similar planets and stations. That makes sense. I mean, it's a huge galaxy-spanning
Yeah, you're going to have some
right?
overlap.
Not this far. Okay, a few spoilers maybe, Sam, so if you need to dip at any point in time, that's A-okay. But thank you for coming through.
Although the story seems pretty varied by other people's experience. Them
does.
coming in and going, this didn't happen for me at all.
Yeah,
So, who
very
knows?
cool. You saw a fellow Kiwi streaming Warhammer 40k and you wanted to check it out. Excellent.
Oh, I'm sorry, neither of us sound Kiwi. That's
Well-
gotta be pretty disappointing.
Yeah, I don't sound.
We are in Kiwi
am,
land.
I am Kiwi.
Yeah, but we don't sound it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, bro, just streaming Warhammer 40k.
My partner Hemmy is a more recent import from Canada.
Yeah, I'm recently imported.
But I've been here since I was 5. I just haven't lost the accent. Emperor protects. Marvelous. I appreciate the sentiment, Sam. Very good. What kind of rogue trader are you making? I love hearing about other people's experiences. We're trying to send him back.
Unsuccessfully so far.
Yeah, Hemmy's got his claws in the carpet, like, no!
Every day it's a battle with immigration as they try and forcefully rip me out of the house.
Oh, you in officer noble background iconoclast. Interesting. A noble with iconoclast, Sam. How are you finding it so far? I think Freaky is trying a noble playthrough heretic this time, which I think also sounds intriguing. Trying to be a good person in Warhammer, I'm trying that as well, which I actually really enjoy. Deep within... Oh, sorry, that's you.
Deep within the servitor's dark gullet, unseen burning hot needles pierce your wrist. But the sharp pain only lasts a moment. The electu that has been planted inside your wrist should be enough to open the repository doors. You got tagged like a dog.
Yeah, well,
You've been microchipped.
oh.
They can find you now.
I wanted a cool glowy tattoo.
Nope, microchip.
I mean, the Electu is an electric tattoo.
Next up is your
So I've
review
got
shot.
a cool little, like, glowy tat right there. Hey, Phoenix, you also went Iconoclast. Yes, Iconoclast gang. I didn't realize, I should have noticed, but I didn't, like, consciously take note, Phoenix. You had your rogue trader as a pyromancer. So we definitely will be following some advice about those pyro staffs. Now, what data repositories?
That remains hidden. The encrypted databank belongs to the esteemed Theodora von Valencios. She was the only one who could have known about these repositories. Perhaps the former engineer Prime could have known. Omnissiah accept his code. If I were to propose a hypothesis, it would be most prudent of a figure as eminent as a rogue trader to store her classified data in receptacles most secure.
Gotcha. So just nobody knows where these things are. Well, I need to know more about the caches. Oh dear. Okay,
The
let's
vid
just
screen
continue.
flickers. I didn't even get to read the description. Jeez.
It was a bunch of nonsense.
The tech priest augmented fingers dart around the control panel. Gross.
The Omnissiah favors you. The machine spirit is willing to commence a calculation procedure that could restore the lost data.
Oh, okay. Fantastic. Thanix, this is the first 40k game where Iconoclast like path is actually available to you. So many people are going for it. Oh, fascinating. I didn't realize, Thanix. From my experience with people who have been very excited about this, the sentiment seems to be dogmatic. But that makes a lot of sense. Normally, at least from what I've seen, Warhammer games are a little bit more linear. Sam, your headcanon is that you were shunned by your noble family and you're tired of the elitism that comes from it. I love that. I think that's a great headcanon to try to fit the noble kind of path into an iconoclast.
Speaking of,
playthrough.
we did just by proxy, murder several thousand nobles.
That wasn't our fault. We just didn't save them. But we didn't kill them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that'll hold up in court.
You either kick a puppy or you kill it because it might be a heretic. Well, we're doing our best, right? We had more important things to save, Frankie. It was a priority list. And this game allows you to save the puppy, which makes it unique for 40k, which I love. I think I would struggle to play if there wasn't that kind of option. And therefore chose not to save them. That was a decision. It was. But I stand by the fact that I didn't kill them. Anyway, I would like to restore the data on the cache located on Dragonus.
Tech, you succeeded.
Hee.
The machine hums louder until it lets out a resounding crackle. Then the sounds stop, and an unmoving numerical combination lights up on the screen. The tech priest's synthesized voice sounds almost concerned. The data has been restored, but it is only a single phrase. Password 123. Litanies of the motive force. That is all the sacred mechanism was able to salvage.
Maybe it is a password? That doesn't seem like a very secure password. But okay, what about the cache on Kiavagana? No? Or would you like me to narrate? I can narrate.
No.
Yeah? Okay. The servo motors within the cogitator pick up the pace, their heavy thrum growing louder. The machine clicks abrasively for several minutes, until eventually a numerical code appears on the screen. The tech priest turns to you.
Blessed are the Omnissiah's deeds. The repository on Caviar Prime has a security system guarding it. The machine spirit has recovered a code that will allow you to disable the defenses.
Oh, marvelous. I love how you just completely ignored everything about Kiavagana and named it Caviar Prime.
What did I say?
Caviar Prime.
Did I say that?
Yeah.
No. I am French and therefore drunk most of the time. I could not possibly be held accountable to my actions.
Mislead me. I think someone might be trying to get to my information.
No, please, madam. This position is unionized. I cannot leave it.
Very good. At Sam, Warhammer's very black and white in terms of Imperium morality. But in all fairness to this world, someone looking at a strange scribble wrong could summon a demon. You definitely understand where they're coming from and where the extremism comes from, which I think is what makes it compelling. All the good 40k stories are more iconoclast. You reckon? Frankie says there was a story of a administrative scribe that discovered that completely by accident the information in a sales book had all of the sales info for a place of business, had information that could summon demons. That sounds like an awesome story, Frankie. What happened?
Everyone died. It's 40k. Everyone always dies at the end of every story in 40k.
No, that's not what I want to hear. Now, Sam, I'm afraid we're very new to the 40k universe, so I'm not sure who or what Gregor Eisenhorn is.
In fact, this is more or less both of ours first introduction into the 40k world. I played Darktide, where I ignored everything anyone said and just killed the people in front of me. And then this.
Yeah, and that's the extent of it. But I'm glad that there are some really cool, more iconoclast stories. Oh, he turned himself into the Inquisition? Oh, and then he died? Oh, I was hoping it would be so much more than that. Eisenhorn is an Inquisitor and has a great book trilogy. Neat. Very cool to hear. Okay, well, I guess I have other questions.
The tech priest bows.
Who are you? Have they been able to discern how the engine was able to start her warp engine?
The Engineer Prime spends hours pursuing the quest for knowledge in hopes of comprehending the nature of said miracle. May the Omnissiah's grace guide him on this journey. There is no doubt that it was a miracle sent by the Omnisire as a manifestation of his will. Yet the Engineer Prime managed to perceive some illogical connection within the streams of data. I am not privy to this connection, but the Engineer Prime will surely share his new discovered knowledge with you in detailed report.
All right, I'll have to go chat to Pascal for that then.
Oh.
Right. It's a good starter book for getting into Warhammer. We've been recommended a lot of books.
Tell you what, if you don't mind, while you're wandering
It
around,
sounds good. Yeah.
I'm gonna quickly take a bathroom break.
Sure. I think I need a break to get a coffee.
Okay.
My brain is not firing on all systems right now.
Yeah. Coffee. In fact, I would
Yeah.
love an iced coffee.
Ooh,
If that's open.
yeah,
Maybe
sounds
we do
good.
iced coffees today.
Oh, sounds good.
Okay.
Alrighty, we'll take a quick break, grab yourself
We'll be
some
back.
snacks, have a stretch. We'll
See you
see you
soon.
very soon.
Bye-bye.